should be good to go here any moment now. I'm just going to roll right into this here. Let's go ahead. I think the water's either brewing or brewed. That's still brewing. The water's still getting hot, so let's go ahead and time for some tea. Probably another positivity. Ah. All right. It's probably going to be some sort of another positive thing that it says. Recognize that the other person is you. This I like. Recognize that the other person is you. Been doing a lot of them on keyboard first, so maybe it's time for a guitar first. And right now I'm still in the tuning from the other night when I was doing the Keith Richards style tuning, minus the fact that I wasn't playing 5-string. But maybe we will, maybe drop D. Maybe drop D. I've written at least one other song this month in drop D. Let's do another one in drop D. I don't know about keeping it necessarily simple. But let's not get ahead of ourselves too much here. Maybe in between. That's already interesting to you now. Okay, I love this. And this is another weird tuning, which I was not intending to do even. But heck if I don't like it, this that I'm gonna stick with it here. Let's see, let's do the Thunderverb maybe. Yeah. Yeah, I really like that actually. I was like, that's a little weird. Why did it cut in like that? Because I still had it set to 4 bars before it did its thing. That's why. Again, I think I want to go with something with a little less. I like that way better. So I got there. There we go. Hi there, Danko Fish. For January, for sure. Write and record a song every day in January, which is exhausting. Writing and recording a song a week is going to seem like a vacation after this. And the video a week. But I'm still doing the video a week and the Thursday song every week in addition to January. So it's definitely going to seem like a vacation in comparison. I will say that this one that I'm working on right now, first of all, the tea bag told me, it's the tea bag, recognize that the other person is you. That's what I got to work with for what the song will be about. But then I decided, I was in like the Keith Richards tuning, and then I decided to do drop D, where I was going to go standard tuning except drop D. But I was like, hey, well, let's make the high note a D as well. And it's giving me access to these other chords where I'm like, I don't know what's going to sound good, so I've got to find. So like the finger placement of a minor 7 sounds amazing. Thank you. I think I made you that now. My first riff here, and I do need some water for my tea. That's my verses. Keeping it simple for the verses. No idea what the melody's gonna be. Gotta figure it out as I go. Oh yeah. So that'll go as long as I need it to go. And then the second half, I guess this would be the bridge for the next part. Will probably be that. Yeah, let's do that. Two. Although maybe, okay, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Same chords, but I've already been going. So maybe I'll go. Let them ring out. Yeah, that'll be nice. It'll be a nice change. So let's do that. Yeah, that works. So that gives me kind of a verse to work with. I don't know. I might still actually want to go. That's what. Okay, that's the happy compromise. That's the happy compromise. It's not just. Maybe. Yeah, that'll be really nice because it's not the same rhythm, but it's also not just like long strokes. A little off on the time. 2, 3. That blends well. And that's a nice transition from verse to bridge. Yeah, that's nice. Then the verse goes. Okay, but I definitely want like a big chorus or something. But then some of the ones that I would normally play, like your basic chords, are now, because of the tuning, things that would normally sound good are not going to sound good anymore. And some will sound amazing. Okay, so major sevenths are pretty much out. Minor sevenths, you know, again, the fingering for a minor seventh is good. Fingering for a regular seventh is good, but I think maybe these half chords are going to be good again. Maybe not. That's got possible. Only in a few places on the neck, though. That's no different because the 4 strings in the center are the same as they've always been. Power chords I've still got. Okay, I like it. Might be able to do. No, not that. Okay, that might work. What was that? That might be interesting if the first time, if it was... Switch the order. First time. And then the second time it's... Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's try that. I just need to... Just kind of a... Yeah, let's try that. I got the right idea, I just gotta play it right now. Nah, it's a little weak on the intro to the power chords there. And I looked up for a moment like, wait a minute, is it still set to 4? No, it's set to 1. Let's try that one more time. That was really... What did I do this other time? Yeah, that was smooth that time, and I messed it up. And I'm not going to do the whoop. I can save that for another part. Oh! Okay, so I may need to adjust that to where it does 2 beats before it ends there. It's probably... adjust the size of this. Kind of right. Okay, let's do it one more time. Because that, I didn't get the, I didn't wait the proper time. Yeah, I think I got it right that time. Yeah, I can work with that. So let's see if I can do this here though too. Now that's too long. Now that's too long. And I realized what I probably got to do here is put it to 2/4. That's why. There it is. That's what I needed. Thinking maybe an intro sort of thing here. Might even just be that. Yep, there it is. I can do that. That's the intro. I think I've got most of the structure here. I don't think that I don't think quantizing will help this, but it's not quite on what it should be here. And either I was lazy with that or we're having a latency thing that's really just super obvious at that point. But it doesn't sound quite right to me, so I'm going to try quantizing it first, and I hate that, but... It's going to sound better, though. Well, actually, it wasn't even on the right parts. There you go. But I need to know. Let's try quantizing it. Ugh. Yeah, it sounds way better. Call it the other person. That'll be nice. That'll actually be a great way to end it too. I think I've got every piece of this that I need. So let's record intro. Damn it. I was like, wait a minute, that's not right. And that's because I have to do it in 2 beats now because of how I got the setup. 1, 2. That's the intro. And that was in 2000. that's it. And that comes out to about a 3-minute song. Ooh, it'd be really nice if what I can play here is complementary but not the same. Makes sense that it would be something along those lines, actually. Maybe on the high parts. Not quite right. This is not the quite, also not quite what I need for the amp, I don't think. I'm gonna switch guitars though. it's got some crunchy, but not too crunchy. I think I want to go with a little more crunchy than that. That's so bassy though. Definitely don't want that. That's so crunchy. It's a nice growl for the actual, those parts. I still don't think that's my tone here. Maybe not so much reverb, but that could be my winner here. There it is. I like that tone a lot, actually. Yeah, let's do that. That it's going to be a 2 count. Oh, let's do that actually. Let's go with the 2 bar count before we come in. that again. Let's get a little better than that. Okay, we can do better. I had the right idea, I just couldn't remember what the rhythm was. So I can do better. It sounds good together. Let's do that. about bass next. Let's try that. time I second guessed myself there. I was so happy about it, and then I got it wrong. Okay, I'm going to redo that part. I'm not going to do all of that over again. Just not. Let's switch to this and make it sound as if there's not even a bass missing. Screwed up, but I can fix things. Need to go back a little further than that. I think we're ready for drums next, probably. I'm actually going to put the other person because I don't want to give up too much of what the song's about at that point. Just the other person. Because it's recognized that the other person is you. And in the meantime, I have to pull up a session that I am having someone assist me with the song. And I need to pull that up off screen. Specifically because I do not want to ruin the surprise that would be involved. And who's involved? Although it's not a name that most of you would know, it's a name that a few of my friends would know. And for their sake especially. And, you know, for part of it is that the names of some of these songs that I'm working on, the names would give away kind of what I'm doing for my April 1st album. And there's a lot of that I still want to kind of keep a surprise for most folks. There's a handful of people that know what's going on with it. What I need for my friend is a BPM. And I do not know what it is offhand. So I'm going to find out. Pulling up the BPM. Make sure that it is in fact at the BPM that I believe it to be. This will probably be not this Thursday's song that I'm pulling up a snippet of. It might be like next Thursday's song that I'm pulling up a snippet of. Cool. Just a sneak peek at another thing I'm working on. So let's get back to the songwriting. All right. So now we need to get some drums going up in here. 1, 2, and 3, 4. It's going to be the kick, the snare, and the room. Well, hi, Mark. There's no one named Mark coming in there. I just said the room. Na 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 na. And I'm going to definitely need 4 bars here to give myself time to get to the kit. Try not to trip over the drum set in the meantime. It ain't going to give me much time even then. That works, and I need to drop this down a little bit and drop this down a little bit, move this over to there, and move this over to there, and let's do the thing! do, 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 do. Boo, hiss, boo, hiss, boo, hiss. Try better. So let's do the thing here where I export it all. All right, saving and rendering. And then we'll pop it into Adobe Audition and see what happens. We are rendering. Ba-ba-doop-doo-doo-doo. All right. Well, let's go ahead and pop this on in. Bass, guitar, kick, room, snare. Keep this pretty simple tonight because I do have to finish a second song for my Patreon patrons. And this will probably be the toughest thing that I have remaining for that reason, because I believe this is the last week where I have to worry about No Fake Fridays and Tune-In Thursdays and January. So once I knock this one out and I knock out the Thursday song, I'll be sitting pretty, because the next Thursday and Friday ones I'll have full days where I don't have to write songs in order to accomplish those, and I'm looking forward to that. So let's first of all mute everything, as we often do in this case. When we hit the bass, the kick first I should say, which really sounds cardboard boxy at the moment, but it'll sound better in a moment. And let's get that snare. roughly a 3-minute song. Now there's a real bad spot there rhythmically that I screwed up on the drums. That's the one. It's that snare hit right there. It's that snare hit. We gotta fix that. That's not good. That's not good. It's not good enough and it's not good. I can fix the one snare hit. Pretty far. It's a little late. That's too early, so maybe it was actually... Yeah. Yeah, it was a little early instead of late, actually. Yeah, it's a little closer to right. That made it to where this is a little early too. I can fix that. I think that's fixed now. Yeah, it sounds way better. That's a little off too. Thankfully, I know I'm not a great drummer, so I'm not too proud to fix this stuff. Yeah, that was bad stumble. is a little ahead of it again. Yeah, it's way better. Also, yeah, so much better. That still sounded a little off, didn't it? That isn't terrible. Yeah, I can work with that. Yeah, I really like that. But who's really gonna suffer now? The other person is, until you figure out. The other person is you. All right. All right, here we go. Let's do the lead vocal. But who's really gonna suffer now? The other person is, until you figure out. The other person is, you. Definitely going to double the vocal for the other person is. The other person is. The other person is you. So that's doubled. I'm going to triple that vocal. For the chorus, we're going to triple that vocal. Let's do that one more time yet. The other person is. The other person is you. Okay, so we're going to do the lead vocal again. But who's really gonna suffer now? The other person is, until you figure out. The other person is, but who's really gonna suffer now? The other person is, until you figure out. The other person is, you. The other person is. 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 The other person is you. Do that one more time. The other person is, 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 the other person is you. So here's how it sounds in context. Who's really gonna suffer now? The other person is, the other person is, until you figure out. The other person is, the other person is, who's really gonna suffer now? The other person is, the other person is, until you figure out. The other person is, the other person is, the other person is you. Yep, that's gonna sound decent. Person is you. I'll need to adjust some levels, but it's coming together. All right, that was my chorus. I need a bridge and I need verses and maybe a solo. Let's find out. Really still sounds not good, doesn't it? Like I'm so ahead of it, I'm speeding up. Yeah, I sped up so much there. On the drums. Yeah, I sped up. So maybe what I can do here is move that over just a little. That sounds way better already. But I'll need to drag that over and try this. Sounds way better. Okay. Suffer now. The other person is, the other person is, until you figure out. The other person is, the other person is, the other person is you. Who's really gonna I may do the solo next while I'm thinking about it here. Because it'll be during this after. Well, let's write the bridge first. I want to point, at least usually, because I'll have 3 more directed back at me. At least usually, because I'll have 3 or more directed back at me. I'm gonna change it to that. All right. But I'm not one to point, at least usually, 'cause I'll have 3 or more directed back at me. But I'm not one to point, at least usually, 'cause I'll have, but I'm not one to point, at least usually, 'cause I'll have 3 or more directed back at me. Let's give that a listen. I'll try that better. But I'm not one, but I'm not. Oops. But I'm not one to point, at least usually, 'cause I'll have 3 or more directed back at me. But I'm not one to point, at least usually, 'cause I'll have 3. But I'm not, but but I'm not one to point, at least usually, 'cause I'll have 3 or more directed back at me. On to point, usually 3 or more directed back at me. Let's try that one more time. But blah, blah. But I'm not one to point, but I'm not one to point, at least usually, but I'm not one to point, at least usually, 'cause I'll have 3 or more directed back at me. So let's do, I need, I've already got the chorus ones where I just duplicated what I had going on there. But vocal 4 and 5 here will be the low and high harmonies, probably. Want to point, at least usually, 3 or more, directed back at me. Let's try that. 1 to point, at least usually, 3 or more, directed back at me. Let's try better. But I'm not one to point. 1 to point, at least usually, 3 or more, directed back at me. There you go. The other person is. Let's do that. I need to go back a little bit further than that, though. The other person is. The other person is. The other person is. The other person is. The other person is you. Is you. The other person is. The other person is. The other person is. The other person is. The other person is you. That sounds pretty cool. So now what we get is the yes. Hi there, babes. So we're going to go ahead and do the same thing. Yeah, it's a fun one. And my prompt was recognize that the other person is you. So I when the chorus came together, the idea is like, who's going to suffer? The other person is. The other person is. Okay, well, you know, that's the answer. And until you figure out the other person is, the other person is, the other person is you. It kind of goes to this concept of not wishing anything on anyone that you wouldn't wish on yourself, which I would use as a lyric, but I've used it at least once in one of my other songs, and I don't want to overdo that. Although Paul Westerberg got away with it with just add water part. He's done that. You know, just add water, someone's done for, and then the other one, just add water, I'm disappointed. Like, but in the same album, and it kind of like felt like it was an intentional move on that. But it was fun. Here we go. Let's see. We're going to do the low vocal. 1 to point. And then, but I'm not 1 to point, at least usually, because I'll have 3 or more directed back at me. And there's that whole, like, if you point 1 finger at someone, you got 3 pointing back at yourself, you know. But I'm not 1 to point. I'm not 1. I'm not 1 to point, at least usually, 'cause I'll have 3 or more directed back at me. Who's really gonna suffer now? The other person is. I think I may leave that other part alone. Let's see. Who's really gonna suffer now? Okay, I think I am to do that. Who's really gonna suffer now? That's gonna be a tough harmony. Who's really gonna suffer now? That's gonna sound really cool though, so I gotta do that. But who's really gonna suffer now? The other person is, until you figure out. Oh, but I changed the chords there. Until you figure out. Oh my goodness. Who's really gonna suffer now? The other person is, that part's no problem. Person is, until you figure out. And that is a different note. Wow, okay. This is going to sound cool, but it's not going to be easy. Who's really going to suffer now? The other person is, until you figure out. Oh man, that's tricky. That is so tricky, but it's going to sound cool. Who's really going to suffer now? The other person is, until you figure out. Ugh. Who's really gonna suffer now? The other person is, until you figure out. The other person is, who's really gonna suffer now? The other person is, until you figure out. Oh, and I changed it on the last vocal too. Until you figure out. Yeah, no, it's a little fatigued partially because I'm doing the growls on the chorus. And the T's actually out. I need to make more. The person is, it's until you. I sang it different this last time. Until you figure out. Man, that's tricky. Until you figure out. Until you figure out. The other person is, you. I may want to do that last, you, I don't know what note I want for that last, you, person is you, I think it's just you, person is you, there we go, just that you is all I'm going to take though. I love that part of Adobe Audition for it because listen to this now. The person is you. And part of the reason that my voice is sounding a little gravelly is because I'm bringing that part specifically out for the chorus because I want it to sound a little more aggressive in the context. So I'm not singing as pretty. But it comes out sounding like this as a result. Who's really gonna suffer now? The other person is, until you figure out. The other person is. The guitars are more aggressive there too. Who's really gonna suffer now? The other person is. I'm gonna throw that high harmony in too. For the last. The other person is, you. Hi there, City. I'm gonna do one more. The high vocal always sounds so completely ridiculous, so you tune in just in the nick of time to make to where I'm gonna sound ridiculous, City. Really ridiculous. By itself, sounds so dumb. The other person is. It's like. The other person is. It's like. By itself, like what? You hear it in context, it's gonna sound cool. Who's really gonna suffer now? That's gonna be cool. All right. Who's really gonna suffer now? The other person is, until you figure out. The other person is, you. Okay, I think there's the one part I wasn't sure about. And the until you figure out wasn't quite right. You figure out. Until you figure out. I think that's how you do. Until you figure out. Until you figure out. Until you figure out. Nah, it's not quite right. Until you figure out. I'm just going to do that. Until you figure out. That sounds nice. Ooh, no it doesn't. I thought it did. Until you figure out. Okay, and it's going to be just without the music. I'm going to play it without the music first, where you just hear the acapella, where you hear just the vocals, all of the vocals together. And we get this. Let's solo. It's 5 vocal parts, but 3 are singing the same thing at parts. The other person is, who's really gonna suffer now? The other person is, until you figure out. The other person is. Now I want that high note. Until you figure out. I want that up instead of out. I want up. The other person. Until you figure out. There we go. That's what I need to oop. Get rid of that because that is not supposed to happen. Window, workspace, reset current workspace. Thankfully, I figured out how that worked a long time ago. Until you figure out. There we go. And it's kind of nice in a way when you can hear just the vocals and you can blend better. Until you figure out. All right, and so now, without context. Until you figure out. The other person is, you. So now when you hear it with the music though, let's kick all of this out of here. Solos off, turn that off, and here we go. Who's really gonna suffer now? The other person is, until you figure out. The other person. That's still not right. You figure out is actually right. Until you figure out. Yeah, that's way better. The lower note is better. Until you figure out. Yeah. Until you figure out. Yeah, that's better. The other person is, until you figure out. Yeah, blends way better. The other person is you. All right, I have bridges and choruses. I need a guitar solo and I need verses and a guitar solo. So I think I'm going to do the guitar solo next here. And it will not have vocals because we're going to need to go back into Ableton Live where the vocals are not recorded yet. So that's the next little bit, y'all. Let's go into the recent set. Other person is what it's called here. Again, I'm partially going because of this T thing here that said recognize that the other person is you. I'm like, well, yeah, I can work with that. Oh my goodness. All right. So now, wow, that's right. It's all distorted and crazy within this. This is where I need to do my guitar solo though. I'm sorry to say that I do not know who Brett Scallions is without looking it up. All right, let's take a look here. Let's do solo, and we're coming through loud and clear. I need the right amp sound. Oh, Bad Day Again song. Oh, okay, Fuel, okay. I have heard of Fuel. Okay, let's do a little better than that. Okay, we're figuring it out. Getting there. All right, let's figure it out. All right. like that. That's a nice ending if I can do that. That might be my winner. Almost there. Even if it's a little sloppy, I'm okay with it because it sounds cool. I wasn't recording. Good thing I didn't get it right. Good practice, except it isn't, because it's not the part I need to play. Better than that. One of these days, we're gonna get it right. That was the wrong note. That was the closest I've gotten, but it still wasn't there. That wasn't terrible, but I feel like I can do it better, so I'm gone. Strong to the end. And in the end, it fell apart. That might work. Let's give it a listen. Beginnings. I don't like the fast part. We're gonna redo it yet again. Did not like the fast part. I think I can do better with that. I was not reaching up to a higher note that I want to reach to. Losing ground. that's not exact. I feel like it's at least close enough that I might be able to allow that one. Yeah, I can live with that. All right, let's file, save, export, solo. All right, solo. All right. That took a long time. Yeah, we're almost up to 3 hours now. Got the solo. All right, let's go out of here into the other one. We only should need verses though, which means the song is nearly done. And my hair is a mess again. Big surprise there. Other person, and let's go with the solo. Let's pop it into where it belongs here in the song. And no, it's not in there, but is it in? Where'd it go? Right there. Oops, I accidentally popped it in at the end of the song. That is not going to do good. Now I think we're good. So let's give it a little reverb. Let's do two things here. I'm going to give it... Oop, no, we do not want to mute it. We do want to right-click it and split to where it only starts when it... I'm going to do reverb on it. Okay, let's get that last bit. I'm just going to volume down. Yeah, that sounds pretty good, actually. All right, let's hear it in context. Actually going to cut it off a little earlier because I could hear that hum negatively crossing over with the vocal there, and I don't like that. Yeah, that's way better. It cuts off. All right, so now I just need verses and the song will be done. Mix it, master it, call it good. got a winner for first verse. Got to turn off the music so it doesn't bleed through. All right, here we go. Vocal number 1. A team versus team. Why isn't it recording? The mic's not plugged in. All right. I was like, I can't really hear myself. It's because the mic's not plugged in. And that usually helps when you can hear yourself, because it helps when the mic's plugged in. A team versus team mentality. I win if you lose. It's more nuanced than that. In reality, more options than 2. Okay, I'm going to do a little better than that, but I'm on the right track. A team versus team mentality. I win if you lose. It's more nuanced than that. In reality, more options than 2. There we go. Hi there, Fox P2. I just saw you. Apologies. I get wrapped up in what I'm doing. Don't check the chat over there, because I go entire sessions sometimes with no one coming in. So, hi there. Been there. Yeah. So now I need a second verse, and the song is basically done. Just gonna mix and master it. Mentality, I win if you lose. So I will do harmony vocals on the second verse, probably. Reality, more options than 2. Oh, you know what? Oh, yeah. Usually, I'm going to do that. I'm going to double the vocal. Going to double the vocal on the bridge. I want to buy. Got to remember how it goes. But I'm not buying. The first note is but. But I'm not one to point. Hold the lyric a little longer. But I'm not one to point. At least usually. Because I have because, but I've crossed out the B. First part sounds good. Yeah, that sounds really nice doubled up. So you'll hear that in a moment here. Cause I'll have 3 or more directed back at me. There we go. So we got. Gonna do the same thing for the next bridge here, and I've already got a low vocal in there. But I'm not one to point, at least usually, cause I'll have 3 or more directed back at me. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Yeah, that works nice. Who's really gonna suffer now? The other person is. So I need one more verse, and I think this song is done if I can finish the second verse. So let's try that here momentarily. It's going to be over here. Okay. Same thing with T versus T. Mentality, I'm gonna lose. So if I'm sticking with that rhyme scheme, or like the syllable scheme, it's da 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 is 9 syllables. Da 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 is 5. Da 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 da. So it'd be 9 syllables, 5 syllables, 9 syllables, 5 syllables. Okay, got 2 of my lines. Whew! I need one more line. Gotta think about this one. It doesn't mean you failed because 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm 9 syllables away from finishing this song. And it doesn't mean you feel because I success. Da, 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 da. Okay. May need to change the last line though. How do I know I'm 9 syllables away? Great question. I have a melody that I've already set up as a precedent in the first verse. And so in my first verse, I've got a team versus team mentality. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I win and you lose. And because I'm going to repeat that melody, I know that it's approximately 9 syllables away because if I'm going to fit that melody, I need to be in the ballpark of 9 syllables to match the melody that I've already got of da 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 da. The only way that I might be more than 9 syllables away is if I change. I've basically written 3 of the 4 lines that I need, and it's and it doesn't mean you fail because I have success. Da 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 da. Not much of a stretch, but I may change that last line too. Team versus team mentality of win if you lose. It's more nuanced than that. In reality, more options than 2. So that's what I need to do. Is I've got that as my template. So now I got to fill in that template. So when we get here, what I've got, it doesn't mean you fail because I had success. But ba-da-da-da, if patient, it's not much of a stretch. Okay. You may have your time. You may. Yep. There's my last line. You may have your time. If you're patient, it's not much of a stretch. There it is. Last line. At least for right now, that is what it's going to be. For the sake of January, another key thing to this, if you want to be able to do a thing in January or whatever, is this does not necessarily mean that it's the final form of the song. But in order to get something done with the songwriting, you cannot second guess yourself too much. At the very least, you lay it down and you decide whether or not, like, in the future, you can decide whether or not, like, okay, it's a keeper, it's not a keeper, or like, I really like what I did with the music, but I don't like the lyrics. You can always go back and change it. But for the sake of a January thing, the best thing that you can do is not second guess yourself too much. When something feels right, go with it. Whatever, like, finishing these, at least for me, is making a decision about one piece of the song and then adding to that, 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 and you just keep adding to it over the course of, in this case, 3 hours and 5 minutes, and I'm about to sing the last line of the song. But then I'm going to probably sing a low vocal to go with it. The first verse is by itself. The second verse, I'm going to have a second vocal. It gives something new to the ear that, whether someone is consciously thinking about it or not, it gives something new. You're introducing new things and making it more interesting in theory. At least for me, as a listener, I tend to like that sort of thing. All right, here we go. I was seeing an interview where Sting was talking about the same thing, where he likes doing stuff like that, throwing things in there to keep people's interest piqued and to keep his own interest piqued. And I'm like, yes, that is what I try to do that. And it doesn't mean... Okay, I gotta sing it right, though. And it doesn't mean you failed because I have success. I don't like how I pronounced that. Try it again. And it doesn't mean you failed because I have success. You may have your time. If you're patient, it's not much of a stretch. All right, so now I'm going to do that. I think that was at least sufficient. Let's listen. Well, I'll listen back as I record the harmony vocal for that, which should be fine. Let's find out. It doesn't mean, it doesn't mean, it doesn't mean you failed because I have success. You may have your time. If you're patient, it's not much of a stretch. There it is. And it sounded pretty good. Let's play it back. And it doesn't mean you failed because I have success. You may have your time. If you're patient, it's not much of a stretch. Nice. Say, to make a pattern long enough to be interesting, then switch it. I like it. Yeah, no, that's, and to me, and it's not always adding something. Sometimes it's taking it out. There's actually moments in these songs where I've started doing that, where instead you remove something. You just keep it to where you've set up some sort of a pattern. Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, the song's done. I just got to mix master, and we're done here, I think. I just got to make some adjustments to the levels. Yeah. Let's give it a listen here. I'm going to adjust it as it goes. I'm going to master it, and I'm going to have it available on Bandcamp right away. Day 26 of 31. I have, after today, 5 more songs to write. And then doing a song a week for my Patreon patrons is going to seem like a freaking vacation in comparison. And a video a week. And part of the reason the guitar sounds like this is because I did not play in standard tuning. I decided to go drop D to where it's just standard tuning, but then you drop the D up top on the low note. And I thought, because I was in a different tuning. I was in like the Keith Richards tuning. And I was like, let's drop the high one to a D as well and see what happens when I place my fingers on the chords. And it turns out the minor 7th chord, like the fingering for a minor 7th chord, sounds cool as hell. So... The guitar's prominent, but maybe a little too much. Let's drop it down just a little. Just one. That's good. Way too loud on the vocals. Way too loud on the vocal. Gonna drop that down. Drop that down to a 9. this because something sounds off. I'm going to mute everything. Mute it all. Mute it. Mute every last thing in the song. Mute it all. Start from scratch. Unmute kick. There's my kick. How about the snare? That's pretty loud. We want it to be loud. Yeah, it seems like it was a little loud compared to the kick. So how about the room mic? And how about the bass? Now the bass will end up coming out in the mastering. Guitar 1, let's go back to this. Yeah, the guitars can come way down. That was part of it. The guitars were really loud. I'll move them up a little bit though. Because there I want them loud. Until you figure out the other person is, the other person is, the other person is you. So let's get back to this with the second vocal. And it doesn't mean you failed because I have success. Oh, you know what I realized? I recorded that on the wrong track. That should be on track 4, not on track 2. And it doesn't mean you failed because I have success. That sounds nice. You may have your time if you're patient. It's not much of a stretch. But I'm not one to point, at least usually. How about later in the song? The other person is, the other person is until. Oh, it says, oh yeah, I got a question. What happened to You Deserve Fun Treats? At least I think it was called that. It had some of my favorite songs and I can't find. Well, no, I've not released that because You Deserve Fun Treats to me was never completely done. What songs are you missing that you would want to hear? That was like a concept, like an album that never got finished. Person is, the other person is you. You are clearly familiar with my music. I think this is the last thing I need. Who's really gonna suffer now? The other person is. Oh man, Coffee is My Hero. Oh my god, and when I wear my emo pants. So, Coffee is My Hero got repurposed. It got repurposed. I actually sent that to my friend Damien, aka MC Frontalot, and Coffee is My Hero is one he specifically said that he despised. He hated that one. It got repurposed. And even with the version that came out, the music is exactly the same for Coffee is My Hero. It's on the album Knock Knock. But I believe the lyrics, I think that one became called T-O. But if you listen to the Knock Knock album, you will hear the music from Coffee is My Hero repurposed. Like, I'd put that out there, maybe like to my Patreon patrons, like upon request or something, I would put that out there. But other than that, yeah, Coffee is My Hero, for me personally, I ended up not liking that one either. Maybe partially because Damien was also like, dude, I despise that song. Like, that's terrible. I've always loved the music on Coffee is My Hero, but I've never been thrilled about the lyrics. So that's what happened with Coffee is My Hero. When I Wear My Emo Pants was more of a joke. And so I think that's what ended up happening with those. Yeah, they haven't had, like, maybe I'll put like an outtakes album or something. I could do that on Bandcamp where after some of this other stuff's done, I could do like a, hey, these are ones that got changed or like updated or like a Patreon like thing where I don't charge for it. Like based on what you said there, maybe I can just do You Deserve Fun Treats, and I can finish that album as like a Patreon exclusive or something. And I could still put it out for free where people don't have to pay, or for like the $1 level. That's what I'll do. $1 level for that. I will put together You Deserve Fun Treats, and maybe even Just So You Know is the other one that's not out there, which was my second EP, and I think that it also was lacking. So basically, those didn't fit my quality control. That's why you're not going to find them out there. But most everything else is on Bandcamp. All right. I'm glad you like those. I'm glad someone likes those. This sounds like I've got a better mix now. I'm actually going to trust that I've got the mix together on this here, and we're going to mix it down to stereo. Now, you clearly... Well, thank you for being a fan since 2009, too, for what it's worth, because that's pretty cool. Yeah, there's one other... Like, there's a couple of other ones that I've... Like, albums that I started and abandoned, and around the same time as You Deserve Fun Treats, there was another one... where it's like more of a personal opinion thing, but it's like, these are not up to the same quality control as far as I'm concerned. But again, for like a Patreon exclusive or something, I could probably do that. Because I always did love the artwork for You Deserve Fun Treats. My friend Jonathan Grubb did that. John Grubb, shout out for the artwork on that album. And my friend Auntie M, who came up with the... Failure is an option. Failure is always an option. I think did also end up on another album. That one I do like. Failure is always an option a lot. And I think as a result, it ended up on one of my albums. It ended up on Noble Stuff. Noble Stuff. My album from 2016 includes Failure is Always an Option. I liked that song enough that it did make the cut. It was put on an album eventually. A lot of these songs, if I liked them well enough, I would remaster, rework them, and get them on homes, on albums. So, yeah, Failure is Always an Option is already available to you. You just got to listen to Noble Stuff. Sweet. All right. I think we are going to... I'm getting so sidetracked now. This has been about, what, 3.5 hours? 3 hours, 18 minutes. That's not the worst I've done on these. Oh, yeah. That's an album that you just saw right there. Is my April 1st album that I'm working on that... Shh. Trying not to tell too many people about it. Yeah, this is The Other Person's 26. The Other... Yeah, no. And my favorite part maybe about Failure is Always an Option is that I had a guitar cable that was cutting out a whole bunch, in fact. But I tried re-recording it. No, that's okay. I'm really, like, this is the sort of sidetracking I do not mind. But Failure is Always an Option. During, like, towards the solo portion of it, the guitar cable cut out. I went and tried re-recording the song, and I didn't. I think I did anyway. I like the way this one sounds too much. I'm just going to adjust the levels of this. Yeah, it cuts out during the solo, and it's so funny that the song is called Failure is Always an Option, and my cable failed. And to me, I always thought that there was a little bit of humor in that. Because, like, yeah, it's like I'm playing and it's... it's cut out. It's like, yeah, proof positive that failure is always an option because my guitar cable is cutting out. And so I kept it in there. And I love that about that song, actually. I'm glad you mentioned that one specifically. Yeah, that sounds so fun. I love these guitar chords because the link to this song here momentarily because I'm about to upload it.
Team versus team mentality of win if you lose. It's more nuanced than that. In reality, more options than two. But I'm not one to point, at least usually. 'Cause I'll have 3 or more directed back at me. And it doesn't mean you failed because I have success. You may have your time if you're patient. It's not much of a stretch. But I'm not one to point, at least usually. 'Cause I'll have 3 or more directed back at me. Who's really gonna suffer now? The other person is, the other person is. Until you figure out the other person is, the other person is, the other person is you. To points, at least usually. 'Cause I'll have 3 or more directed back at me. Who's really gonna suffer now? The other person is, the other person is. Until you figure out the other person is, the other person is. Who's really gonna suffer now? The other person is, the other person is. Until you figure out the other person is, the other person is, the other person is you.
There it is. Done and done. Thanks for watching. I'll be back tomorrow. Not necessarily around the same time, but probably somewhere close to around the same time. I got 5 more songs to write this month. 26 down. 26 down and 5 to go. My 4th year of doing this, so I'm officially at over. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. All the hearts over here. Appreciate it, Joanne. I'm gonna call it. The link's there. Thank you so much. Thank you both. Thank you. I see people over here and over here, and that's cool. Yeah, no shortage of these on the way. New album coming in April, another new album in June. If you didn't already know, in 2020 I released like 8 albums. I think 5 of them were under the Glenn Case name. 1 with Agony Sauce, which is me and my friend Mo. 1 with Great Mimes, which is myself and my friend Don Hawkins, and my wife Rachel. Rachel finally ended up putting out an album that year as well. So yeah, it was. I didn't set out to put out 8 albums in a year, but I did. So no shortage of stuff out there. Some of these will probably make it onto albums in the future. But yeah, You Deserve Fun Treats. Maybe I'll have to compile ones that were like outtakes and ones that didn't make it into other albums, and we'll just make that a Patreon exclusive for the $1 people. All right, there you go. That should be easy enough. Maybe I'll even adjust the levels like remaster. That'd be fun. All right, y'all. Thanks so much. Gonna cut it. Call it. Thanks. And that one's done.